Hey guys, this is Anna from TOO.BADASS branding agency, and it's Sunday morning. It means that it's time for our conversational video on the insights and business and branding. And we're gonna talk about values that formed this agency. At the moment, agency and me are not yet dividable. It means that the values that I and the values the team are following on a daily basis are the values of our agency. Some people try to force values on the team and they write this like being friendly, being environmentally conscious and other stuff. Yes, it has place to be, but here are the values that I just wrote from the top of my mind this morning, and that come from practice first. They were first implemented in life and now they become our values. And yeah, I'm gonna be speaking from my perspective as a founder. The first value is time. Time is the most valuable thing we have and we often lack it. So managing time right is must for all teams, for all founders, and I have some points to that. The first piece of advice that I find useful in managing time is breaking it down into maker and management time. For example, maker is deep work where it requires focus, and it's like writing a book, it's like composing a song, it's like creating design for a brand. It's deep work, it's maker work when you are creating something from scratch. And this idea, I'm not going to take credit for this, comes from Alex Ramosi and Leila Ramosi. So they advise on having blocks, maker blocks, most likely at the start of the day to complete your deep work and then move to the manager tasks. Manager tasks are things where you're talking to people, you're on a call, manager, right? And the faster you complete those tasks, the more productive you are. It doesn't work with maker. If you will write your book in a day for 20 minutes, it would mean that book is shitty. But when you will complete your manager tasks like financial transactions or doing your taxes or having a call with new team member in 20 minutes, it means that you are productive. Right? So the time, like there is less time required to deal with that task, and the more efficiently, the faster you complete the task, the better, because it doesn't affect the quality. And second piece of advice here is pushing the meetings and all the manager things towards the end of the day, because it requires less focus on one thing, and when you at the end of the day your head is overwhelmed, it's easier to have conversations with people rather than sit and do the deep work. And it 100% works with me. First 4-hour working block in a day is the most productive for me. I like writing scripts then and doing design then, because later on when I'm already like getting notifications from my team and having some problems from clients, I know that I'm not focused anymore. So I would like to push meetings towards the end of the day. Then you also want to break, I'm going back to the first thing, break these maker and manager task time blocks in different maybe days or parts of the day. Do not mix them up. That's what is important actually, because I forgot, I explained what it is, but I forgot how to manage that. If you have a maker day, it's weird to have 5-minute call in the middle of the day. Let's say that's going to be your performance review, and like your boss put performance review in the middle of the day in your maker. That's going to mess up all your day. You're going to be first thinking about the call and on the call, and then you're going to be emotionally suffering or being even excited, like whichever way you go, positive or negative, you're going to be distracted and it's not good for working. So either have different days. For example, I tend to put most of my calls on Monday and make it manager day. And if I need a call on a daily basis, because I manage a team, I push that to the end of the day. So I'm trying to break things out. Another manager day, half of it is manager day, it's on Saturday. The next thing is, we have Monday call with team, weekly call, which always happens. Well, we cancel that like 2 times when we lacked projects to talk about. But in general, we always get together with the team on Monday and discuss and strategize. So I will be doing this on Monday because we can have already insights from the previous week and we can have it analyzed. And we also can change things right away. Let's say we have a weekly meeting on Friday. People are going to be waiting and excited to go on the weekends. They are not going to listen and they will not remember what we talked about on Friday when they come to work on Monday. Let's say I told them that we are changing this point in KPIs and now you have to update your client not twice a week but 3 times a week, and this is the format. They don't forget about it by Monday. So on Monday they're going to be again performing worse. So that's why we have meetings on Monday. It's weird that I'm explaining it all in details. Another thing is I have personally strategy block, like when I analyze our activity and I planned the next week every Saturday. All these taxes, finances, analysis, social media analysis, all of it falls on Saturday. And on Sunday I record content. It is Sunday morning and we tend to record 1 quality YouTube video in a week. And this conversational I'm gonna have another video today as well. And some of the short format content as well, once a week. And I do also have 3 working blocks a day. By that I mean 3 4-hour blocks, which helps me to stay organized. And if I want to work a lot, I'd rather change the location. So I would start out with deep work session at home for 4 hours, and then I switch the location, work for 4 hours, and then go back home or to a different place. So these are all the time management hacks that personally I use and my team uses. Maker and manager time, dividing that, not combining that, pushing meetings towards the end of the day, having Monday call with team, Saturday planning session, Sunday content making session, and 3 working blocks per day. These are all the tips that I use personally. Another value is creativity in our team. It's the most for branding agency and for design agency. First of all, creativity comes from observation, from observing the world, and also from having time without consumption. By that I mean any content, any books, any social media, any videos, any films, like even if that's useful to you, it blocks your mind from thinking. And when you are consuming stuff, you're most likely, the ideas you produce are most likely copying, right? Well, if you are copying, if you are not in the creative mood, the best you can do is copy from different niches, right? For some period of time when I had lack of creativity and lack of motivation, I got into architecture videos and history of architecture and stuff, like learned about Zaha Hadid and David Wright Floyd or something, and I took inspiration from that niche, which is really interesting. So when you lack motivation, you can steal it, but steal it not like directly, not obviously. You can be inspired, right? But the best type of creativity comes to mind when you are first Like just walking around outside, maybe you can enter the coffee shop, see the people, how they're interacting, what are they saying, how they are looking, what are they wearing, how the walls in the coffee shop are looking. Like all of it comes from just simply living your life and simply observing it. Let's say I'm recording this video right now and I'm seeing the colors, the combination of the colors. Honestly, I didn't plan these like warm brownish beige colors here, but maybe I will use this as inspiration for some branding project, because the combination is pretty good with red, brown and white. That's the idea already. And the last and most important rule in creativity, it's all blurry. It's not like there are no rules for creativity, right? So you don't have to restrict yourself. Just whatever comes to your mind, test it out. This color stuff came to my mind, and why not? Let's sure give it a try. Is when people start overthinking, they have really great idea for their ad, social media content, for series, for branding, for logo, and then they start overthinking, and they start comparing this idea to social standards, to what people might expect from them, what is okay in niche, how others do this. It becomes Polish, not interesting. The next value, the third one, is quality over quantity. This is the problem that I had since high school. When I would do any work, I'd be so impatient to finish this, so that if I have a mistake, I will not go back and correct it. I won't review that. I'll just give out the raw sample. And that would got me in troubles often when I'm studying, when I'm working. So over time I had to teach myself to go back and correct the mistake and think about the quality again. It's like recording a video on YouTube, and my favorite format is conversational format, because I'm gonna be recording that, press like the finish button, right? And then post it out to the YouTube, and that's all. I don't have to upload this to the laptop. I don't have to open the editing program. I don't have to cut anything out. I don't have to think on which subtitles should I be putting on top of it. How do I change the color? Which sounds do I use? So that's why I love not editing stuff. I love raw materials. That's quick, that's fast, it's productive, but it's not of high quality. That's true, something. But sometimes we need quality. We need to go back to correct our mistakes and think twice. So that's the value and that's the standard. Different thing is emotional stability, number 4. Emotional stability is needed for the team and for leader of the team. It shows that that's a team of 8 players. Even half of a year ago, I admit I was not that emotionally stable. I thought I was like super example of stable leader who knows what he's doing and who knows how to manage a team emotionally, how to be right. But what I was doing half of a year ago is I was bragging mostly about being emotionally stable. When we have stressful situation, I would not support the team. I would show them how stable, and how rock solid I am. That's all I would do. And this did not help the team, because team would stress out of a client conflict, right? I was stressing out as well inside, but I would show just this cold look and a cold stability. It didn't help out. Nobody got calmer from that. Nothing solved. It was just me showing off that I am kind of better than others. Just psychologically weird, really stupid thing to do as a leader. Leader should not be the one showing off and standing in front of the team. He should be standing at the back and support and highlight the team first. It's really funny why I'm on all the YouTube videos and all the content on social media, and people are saying to me, hey, why don't you show your team more? And the reason is I don't want to overwhelm them with social media content and distract them from projects. But yeah, it's funny. So when we have a problem, leader should be the one responsible for the problem, solving the problem and supporting the team. That's what is called being mature as a leader and emotionally stable. Then, apart from showing off, I also used passive aggression. When you have passive aggression, that's not obvious. I didn't feel like I was aggressive. I was not shouting. I was not doing anything, but I would be like, no, it's bad, we're making it again. I was just super cold, super, well, aggressive, but in a passive way. You know what it is. So in this half of a year, I think that I changed my attitude in those terms, and I've learned something there. So emotional stability is a must for team and for leader. There is no other way to deal with clients without being emotionally stable, at least a little bit. The next value is clarity with the team and openness. This is one of the tricks that NVIDIA uses. By that I mean they have lowered the number of reports that they give, so they are giving mostly direct reports from each department. And being open with your team helps a lot. There are different motivations for people, right? When they see meaning in their work in the team, value of their work, impact of their work, when they get emotional or financial reward. There are different ways. And when you're hiding as a leader, what are your problems in the agency? What are our struggles? What are our main tasks? What are our main achievements? How things are going financially? How things are going in terms of project, in terms of communication with clients? Where are we standing? When we do not have clarity with the team does not see as if they can be helpful. They see that they are restricted from all of these details, and they care less. They don't care, it would not affect them if things go well or bad, because we are hiding information from them. That's why it makes sense to be open financially in terms of operations with the team. Not overload them, but be open. And for a long time I was thinking that I'm a superhuman and I can handle everything on my own. Well, I cannot. And when I realized that things are falling apart, I cannot manage all of it on my own, I shared that with the team. And well, right now we are working on one of the sides of our agency together, and I'm really thankful to that. And I'm really glad that it happened, because I knew that I was not able to manage it myself. But when I bring in the team, it's like having people to support you, to share the task and the work. And I'm not gonna say it's like family. Well, but it lowers the pressure from everybody, because you know that you have the team and you know that you support each other, which is really valuable. Value number 6 is details. Knowing, details in everything are important. For example, if you're doing sales call and you do not have reputation, your secret would be preparation. Attention to details. You should know which word to say at what moment with what speed, with which mimics and attitude, and how to deal with each and every objection of a client. It's not like having a script role played and learned by heart, but it's having total system and attention to every detail in your head when you're doing it. Then it's gonna work out. Because business is such a mechanism that is never perfect, but you really want to master every detail of every department as much as possible. There is never a ceiling in opportunities in business. There is never such a thing as too much attention, too much details. There is never too much details. If you want to do ads, you can pay attention to millions of details, like what is the starting hook? What is the adding value person is getting? How they are exiting the video, how we are converting the lead from the video to other platform, how are we converting our lead from this video on different, like on TikTok, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Like so many tiny details. What is the heading? What if we test out the heading? A/B test it. What if we test out the cover or the preview? What if we change the order of 2 blocks? Would it make more sense? Like, it's always an experiment. It's always attention to detail. And if you can never be too good at this. If you're afraid that you're spending too much time doing the thing, from perspective of efficiency, you might be, but from perspective of being successful in the market in comparison to others, you can never be too good. There is always going to be some geek that's going to be better in addition to you and than you, or who's just gonna care more, who's gonna leave his business more, who's gonna have more money, more time, less sleep, more energy, whatever. You can never be too good at anything. You just have to be paying attention to detail. And the last insight or value that we have is responsibility. A players always take responsibility. They do not have things and life happening to them. They make it happen. And it's really important to acknowledge the mistakes in communication with clients, with your team members. It's important to take responsibility for your results, because it gives you more motivation, external motivation, and it makes your results better. That's all. And it also works beneficially for other parts of your life. If you're taking responsibility at work for your results, and you know that your metrics are the exact and direct result from your input, dedication, it means that if you see your body in the mirror, you're like, I know that this is the exact result based on my input. That's the exact output that I get from not working out at all. So taking responsibility in one field of your life helps out in others, and it improves your overall life. Who doesn't want to be improved? So I'll repeat the values of our agency at last, and let's call it a day. The first one is managing time right. Make your management time, meetings at the end of the day, Monday call, Saturday planning, Sunday content, 3 working blocks a day. Creativity. Having time to think without consuming information, and do not restrict yourself. Most creative thoughts come from stealing from other niches when you do not have motivation. Only then. Quality over quantity. Go back and check it again. Have an emotional stability, clarity within the team, attention to details, knowing how to deal with every detail, every objection on the sales call, and taking responsibility, because things does not just happen to you. You make them happen. That's all for today, and have badass week. Bye.